to Deep Dive with Dr. Fitz. It is my honor today to welcome another high school student to episode number 3. This is none other than my own daughter, Taylor Fitzpatrick. Good morning, Taylor.
Good morning.
So I guess the first important question to ask is what class are you missing right now to record our episode?
I'm currently missing AP seminar, which is leading into statistics. Sorry, Mrs. Rohde.
So, okay. Well, but it's right before Christmas. I'm sure that the load has been lightened just a bit. Or so they would think, right? So we're so excited. We're going to focus on snow days today. And I will tell you that if there is a stressful time in the life of a superintendent of schools, it is when there is bad weather in the forecast. Not just snow, but sleet, hurricanes, freezing rain is one of the worst. So we're going to give a little bit of a different perspective of what it's like to be in our house during bad weather and what it's like to be the superintendent, but more importantly, what it's like to be the child of a superintendent, the daughter of a superintendent, and what that's all about. But first and foremost, let's get to know our special guest, Taylor, a little bit better. You're a student athlete. What sports have you played or do you play, and what are you in right now?
I've been involved in a lot of sports. I started off with cross country. I played a lot of soccer. And I'm also involved in the swimming and diving team, and I do track. So
Cool.
Stays busy.
All right, and you're also in the musicals,
yes.
Correct? Following in your older brother's footsteps, your oldest brother's footsteps, in that you've been cast as a witch who dies in a musical this year, and her older brother died in every musical he was in here.
Yes.
From Gaston in Beauty and the Beast to West Side Story, where I don't think he even made it to the second act in West Side Story, but you're going to probably make it to the second act before you face water and melt. So
yes.
It's kind of ironic that you're a swimmer and a diver, but water will melt you on the musical stage.
Yes.
So good to know. What's it like for you, first and foremost, when there is snow in the forecast?
Well, the night before, I probably get about 37 text messages from our school district suggesting 2-hour delays to start. And then neighboring school districts think I have big controls over the delays and snow days. So I get some texts from Blue Mountain, Pottsville. It's all over. It's
great.
Something.
Yeah. And then maybe we'll give a little more perspective. Maybe you could share what it's like. What do I look like on these weather events, and what's it like to be around me during bad weather in the forecast?
Well, at around 4:30, I hear the Christmas music start downstairs.
A.M.?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And then I'll hear it, and I'll go downstairs, and I'll show my friends' houses and how bad their roads are. And why we shouldn't have school, because, safety first at Schuylkill Haven.
That's exactly right. Safety first. So it got so bad when your brothers were here. It got so bad that I had to have Mom intervene. You want to tell a little bit about that story?
Well, eventually he would get sick of us, and he was like, you all need to go upstairs, and I'm going into work, and I do not want one phone call. And my mom would either take our phones or tell us that we can't call Dad and tell him that we should have a snow day, because it's not going to help.
Yeah, so there are so many experts out there that tell you how bad the roads are and how bad their driveways are, and they snap you pictures of their snowy covered driveways.
Oh, yeah.
And so we have a procedure that we follow. And I'm going to talk a little bit about it. The first 3 snow days, we will make those up. What we do is we close the building and we'll make those days up later in the school year. And this year we'll follow that. It will be the first 3. But what we're talking about is next year. So let me get your opinion first. As a student, virtual day, or do you like just being closed?
Well, I'm someone who likes to go outside when it snows. I like to go sledding. I like to attempt snowboarding on fake snowboards.
Yeah.
And when we get our first original snow days and there's ice on the ground and we can't really sled, it kind of stinks. And I'd rather just do schoolwork. But the virtual days, they stink when there is snow outside and we could easily go sledding.
I like that. So Thank you. And by the way, we didn't plan this. So I'm going to share with you that next year in the 24 calendar, that we're building that in January, that is one of the discussions that our leadership team has had, that we are going to revamp that there's always going to be that option for 3 snow days that we'll make up. But the intent of those is so that we can get kids outside and let them play in the snow and let them have a traditional good old-fashioned snow day. But on a day where it looks like it's just too dangerous to bring you in, and it's not going to be an ideal day to be outside playing, maybe it's freezing rain or it's sleet or something of that nature, we're talking about giving the option, if you will, making it my decision as the superintendent to say, okay, this is going to be a virtual day, and we'll save the traditional snow day for when we get a real snowstorm, when there's actual snow on the ground. So I think we're going to be able to fix that to your liking for next school year. Good. So,
that's good.
All right, we'll work on that for you. All right, something I've noticed as a dad, and I want you to tell me if I'm off target here, but you've become a reader this year. Fair enough?
Yeah.
What changed? Why all of a sudden do you love reading books? Because a year ago, if I would say, hey, let's sit down and read a book, you would say, no, that's boring. No, I don't want to do that. But that has changed drastically. And again, I've not pressured that. You kind of came to that conclusion on your own. How did that happen?
Well, I feel like a lot of our teachers, mostly from 9th grade, 10th grade, and 11th grade, we do IRPs, which is an independent reading assignment. And each quarter, or this year it's through semesters, we get to pick any book we want, and we read about it, and then we write about it. And I was never into books, but then once I started reading books, I started to like them more and more. And once you pick up on an author that is really good, I feel like you just get really entertained by it, and you just want to continue ordering into the Amazon cart.
Yeah, I can attest to that Amazon cart. I see it every month. So has it helped you in other areas? Do you feel it's helped you in any other areas?
Yeah, I feel like when I take tests, especially English tests, and I have to read a story and really analyze it, I think it's easier to read stuff now that I've read books, because I feel like I understand them more and I have more interest in them. So
yeah, I feel like your maturity level has not changed at all. But that's a whole other thing. No, I feel like you are. You're very well spoken for a young lady, and I mean that sincerely. But it hasn't improved the grammar in text messaging, and that's something that we have to work on with all 16 and 17-year-olds. Yes,
that's different.
Very little punctuation, and we won't get too far into that.
Siri doesn't always provide punctuation.
Well, she should. We'll work on that with Siri. So let's talk about another experience that you're having. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're an intern right now in a local hospital.
Yes.
Talk about our internship program in our high school.
Well, our internship I use my internship period to go to our local hospital, and I get to shadow nurses and see what it's like, because I want to go into the medical field, and I think before stepping into a field like that, you really need to get the experience. So Mrs. Keyworth does a fantastic job in setting up each student into an internship where they can learn about what they want to do in the future, because I don't think you want to waste time in college if you don't know what you want to do. So I think experiencing it early is a good idea.
Yeah, and I remember the first couple of times you came home, these nurses work hard, don't they?
Oh, yeah. They're running around a lot.
Yeah. So kudos to all the nurses out there who are doing a great job. Do you still think you want to be a nurse?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, good. Think hard, because college is expensive, so make sure we're making the right choice. All right, and last question. Is this the longest you've ever gone without your phone, sitting through this interview?
Okay. I'm not on my phone a lot.
No, you're pretty
I think
good.
The reading has got me off my phone a little more, because
Another side effect of reading. Wow, smarter, better grades, and less screen time. I love it. All right, are you ready for our rapid-fire questions?
Uh-oh.
These are going to be 12 questions that you don't know anything about.
Oh, God.
And I'm going to give you the option to pass. If you don't want to answer any one of these questions, all you have to do is say pass,
okay.
And then we'll harass you and make fun of you, and then, no, we won't do that. If you don't want to answer a question, just say pass. We'll move on to the next question. All right? Here we go. First question, easy one. Describe yourself in 3 words.
It's not an easy one.
That's an easy one.
I feel like I work hard.
Okay.
I feel like I'm pretty happy.
Okay.
And I'm very kind, I think.
You are. You're a happy, hardworking, kind person. I would agree with that. So good. I love Profe's coffee shop and the student coffee shop here at the high school. Tell me what's your favorite treat from the coffee shop. Maybe it's not a beverage, maybe it's a snack, but what's your favorite?
Well, normally I'm working in the coffee shop.
Yes.
So I think my favorite one would be like the caramel coffees.
Okay.
'Cause I like
Yeah, that's
sweet.
good. I like caramel coffees too. All right, how long have you been? You've been in the musical a while, right?
Yeah.
Several years. All right. What's your best memory from a musical?
My favorite one was my 8th grade year when we did Little Shop of Horrors because he was the lead in his high school's Little Shop of Horrors. So it was a cool connection, and I think I learned a lot and met a lot of new people. It was really cool.
Yeah, we actually sang Suddenly Seymour together at home, didn't we?
Yes.
We recorded it during COVID. We never put that out there. That's coming to a record store near you. So. All right, favorite lunch here in the Schuylkill Haven High School cafeteria?
The Stromboli. It's so good. The Stromboli, and then when they bring in those little fruit cups with the strawberries in them, they're
Yeah.
so good.
Good. Strombolis with strawberry fruit cups. All right. When you go outside of school to eat, and certainly not in our kitchen, what's your favorite restaurant that we go to?
Roman Delight.
A Roman Delight. Yeah, Carmelo
Yes.
takes good care of you over there,
Went
doesn't
there
he?
for my birthday dinner. It was
Yes,
very
we had a
good.
great dinner. What we had her birthday, by the way, which was just this past week. So yeah, what did you have? What was on the menu for you that night?
Fettuccine Alfredo. Can't go wrong.
Yes, you did, and tell them all what your healthy father ate.
He ate a salad.
That's right.
Shocker.
Yes, trying to stay healthy, keep the heart going for a few more years. All right, fact or cap?
Oh, God.
You can put ketchup on anything.
Not sweet stuff.
Okay, so it's not a fact then. It's clearly a cap.
But I'll put ketchup on most things because I'm a picky eater. So
Yeah.
I'll put it with a lot of stuff. But
You do,
definitely
yeah,
not
you do
sweet
put ketchup on some
stuff.
weird
I really
things.
like ketchup.
Yeah, okay. It's like liquid sugar, really. Okay. All right, last song you downloaded or listened to on your phone.
Taylor Swift something, but I listen to a lot of Taylor Swift.
A lot of Taylor Swift. Well, that will lead to our next question then. Taylor Swift, fire or mid?
Oh, fire. I
Yeah.
love Taylor Swift.
So
She's
you-
my favorite artist. She
you
sings
yeah.
everything.
You saw her in concert?
I
Didn't
did.
you? Yeah.
1989. It was a great day.
I didn't even think you were born in 1989. so. All right. What is a nickname that Mom or I used to call you? A nickname.
There's
Or
a
even,
couple.
yeah, there's a few. Even we could throw your brothers into this mix. A nickname that any one of us might have called you at home.
Well, you and Mom would either call me Tay-Tay or T-Fizzle.
Yeah.
And when I had braces, my brothers would call me Train Tracks or Metal Mouth. There was a lot.
A lot of love in that family. I can sense that. Yes. Was that one of the best days of your life when you got the braces taken off?
Yes, because I was no longer Metal Mouth or
Yeah.
Train Tracks.
I had
Or Tin Teeth.
Yeah, they
That was
called you
another
that
one.
too. But it's worth it because look at this beautiful smile when you continue to have those braces. All right, Dunkin' or Starbucks?
Dunkin' all the way.
Good.
It's not overpriced as much.
Easy
And
for you to say.
the food's better. I think the food's better because it's always, I mean, you had your experience at
Look,
Starbucks.
should we tell our Starbucks experience together? we were coming. This poor girl, by the way, had 2 awful surgeries on the back of her
Yes.
foot that really sidelined her for honestly the past year. Let's be truthful about it. It's been a terrible year
Yes.
for her one foot. And as a treat, we had many appointments that were over an hour drive away with a specialist. And on our way back from those appointments, she'd always find a way to convince me to go to Starbucks. And this time, you convinced me and told me that you had a gift card. You didn't mention how much was on the gift card.
It was about 30 cents.
It was like $1.30 on the gift card, which gets you doesn't get you much at Starbucks.
I don't think it gets you anything.
But we go to Starbucks, and I'm thinking you have like this robust $25 gift card. So I tell her I'm going to order some food, and you take it from there. So what happened?
So he orders a bacon Gouda sandwich.
Didn't even know how to pronounce it.
And when he got his sandwich, he went up to the barista and said, "Do you have any ketchup?" and what they say they had.
We don't do ketchup. We do boom boom sauce.
No, it wasn't boom boom sauce. It was a weird sauce.
Sriracha.
It was sriracha.
Sriracha. It was sriracha. Yeah. So, and then, by the way, handed the gift card, hoping it would cover the tab, and I still owed about like $20 for us to eat our Starbucks
Saved you a
that day. That's when I wish I would have found one of those like little ketchup packets in between the seats.
Yeah, there probably are a couple in
Yeah,
there.
that
So.
would have been really good. All right, if you saw a shooting star, what would you wish for?
Wish for a couple more days off of winter break, I think.
Couple more days. We're not even there yet. Winter break. Actually,
Yeah.
when this airs, it will probably be during our winter break. So we'll all be enjoying this over the winter break. All right, and the last question of our deep dive with Dr. Fitz and Taylor Fitz. If we switch places, what new rule would you make for Schuylkill Haven Area School District?
Ooh, new rule.
What new rule would you make?
Think for a minute.
Or if you'd like to rephrase it, what would you change immediately if you became the superintendent?
Well, I would make all of the classrooms a lot more comfortable because I feel like I would get work done better if I was in a comfortable environment because I know a lot of students in my classes, we sit in class and we're either really cold or we don't want to do anything because we're sitting at our desks. And we all work fluently in our beds. So I think if we brought couches into school, maybe some bean bags or spinny chairs like this, I think I would get work done a lot more efficiently in the school classroom.
All right. Sounds like words of wisdom from our trusting class president here. All right. Anything you want to add for our listening audience out there as we celebrate what has been, at this point, over 80 days of school with no snow days yet, and that was the focus of this episode. But anything you want to add for our listeners at home?
Well, I'll make sure to encourage lots of snow days this year. And definitely the 2-hour delays, maybe even a 3-hour delay.
Oh, you were happy when we instituted that 3-hour delay.
Yes, so I think I'll encourage it a lot at home and could bring some good things out of it.
Great. Proud of you, kid. Thank you for being our guest here. Remember, like and share. We're on Facebook right now, but we also have a YouTube channel, which is Schuylkill Haven Hurricanes Media. So let's get the word out to all of the Schuylkill Haven families about the great things that are happening in our school district. Tay, thanks for being our guest here on Deep Dive with Dr. Fitz.
Thank you for having me.
Great. We love being a part of your school district where quality endures. Remember, make the positives so loud that the negatives are almost impossible to hear. Thanks for watching.